Okay, class, are you ready for our class today? In this meeting, we are going to learn about cause and effect. Have you ever learned or have you ever heard about cause and effect? So now, let us learn it. Let us see definition first. Cause and effect is a relationship between events or things where one is the result of the other or others. This is a combination of action and reaction. Jadi, cause and effect itu adalah sebab akibat yang mana sesuatu kejadian menyebabkan sesuatu hasil. Atau ini bisa disebut sebagai kombinasi antara tindakan dan tanggapan, aksi atau reaksi. So now let us see some types of connectors. Contributes of, brings about, for this reason, comes from, is the result of, due to, as, since, because, result in, because of this, leads to, causes, is due to, as caused by, accordingly, that is why, in order to, in order that. Okay, there are some example or some types of connectors. Now, let us see connectors that most used. There are so many types of connectors, but the most used, we will see it. Ada banyak jenis-jenis connectors atau conjunction atau kalimat penghubung itu kata penghubung, tetapi di sini kita akan membahas yang mana sangat sering digunakan dalam penggunaan kalimat. The using of connectors of cause and effect. Cause, conjunctions followed by a complete sentence. Because, conjunction because. It usually follows the main clause. Everybody likes her because she is very kind and friendly. So, now let us see, let us conclude which one is the cause and which one is the effect. Yang mana penyebabnya dan yang mana akibatnya. Everybody likes her is the effect. The cause is she is very kind and friendly. Penyebabnya dia sangat baik dan ramah sehingga akibatnya setiap orang menyukai dia. As and since are very similar. As is less formal than since. They are used when the reason is well known. The clauses that start with these words often begins the sentence. Jadi as dan since itu hampir sama, hanya saja as itu lebih informal daripada since. Nah, as dan since itu digunakan ketika alasannya benar-benar telah diketahui. Jadi, as itu lebih informal, diketahui dan lebih pasti. Sementara since itu menjelaskan sesuatu yang belum diketahui penyebabnya. Contoh, as I was very tired, I went to bed early. Let us see which one is cause and which one is the effect. As I was very tired is cause and the effect is I went to bed early. Since you are not interested, I will not tell you about it. Since you are not interested is cause and the effect is I will not tell you about it. As and since can also be used as time connectors. Nah, as dan since itu dapat juga digunakan sebagai connectors atau penghubung waktu. Contoh, I have studied English since 2005. Saya telah mempelajari bahasa Inggris itu sejak tahun 2004. Jadi since dan as dapat juga digunakan untuk menerangkan keterangan waktu. Now let us see the next connectors. Here are some connectors that followed by a noun phrase, a pronoun, or a gerund. If just now have learned about connectors that follow a complete sentence like because, Now let us see what is the differences between because and because of. Because follows a complete sentence. For example, I like him because he was very kind. Nah, jadi setelah because itu muncul kalimat yang komplit. While because of, setelah because of itu muncul noun. Contoh, I couldn't play tennis because of the heavy rain. Heavy rain. Jadi heavy rain is noun. Next, due to and owing to are considered by many speakers are exact equivalents, but this is not so because due to is adjectival, it follows a noun or pronoun, whereas owing to is adverbial, it complements a verb. Jadi, due to itu lebih menjelaskan ke hasilnya atau ke efeknya. Sementara kalau owing to itu lebih menjelaskan ke alasan atau penyebabnya atau we can say the cause. Now let us see the example. Compare these examples. The game was cancelled owing to torrential rain. The cancellation of the game was due to torrential rain. So you can see the differences from the example, yeah. Owing to is interchangeable with because of. The game was cancelled because of the torrential rain. Jadi owing to itu bisa digantikan dengan kata because of. Jadi setelah owing to atau setelah because of diikuti dengan noun. The next characters is therefore. Therefore, formal use mainly in written English. Our teacher was ill. Therefore, we had to put off the exam. So here is one example of therefore. Next, as a result, there has been a rise in the number of accidents. As a result, the government has decided to lower the speed limit. There has been a rise in the number of accidents. Is the cause, and the effect is the government has decided to lower the speed limit. Note, when you start a sentence with these words, you need to put a comma after them. Ketika kamu menuliskan atau membuat sebuah kalimat dengan kata-kata di bawah ini, kamu harus meletakkan koma setelah itu. So, less formal, lebih sedikit formal, informal. We can say informal. There was nothing on TV, so I decided to go to bed. That is why cold temperatures kill mosquitoes. That's why we'll not see them in the winter. In simple, we can say that cause the reason why something happened, and effect is what happens because of the cause. Jadi cause itu merupakan alasan mengapa sesuatu terjadi. Nah, the effect yaitu hasil dari si cause, tadi. Nah, final words are connectors that we have learned just now yang kita pelajari barusan. Contoh since, so, thus, because of, due to, therefore, and others. Now, let us see examples and their explanation, contoh dan penjelasannya. Andy got 100 on his test is an effect because it's the signal he studied a lot is cause. Jadi penyebabnya adalah Andy belajar keras sehingga dia mendapatkan nilai 100 adalah efeknya. Max stayed up late reading, so he was very tired today. Max stayed up late reading is the cause. The signal is so. He was very tired today is the effect. Ali forgot his umbrella is the cause. The signal is he got soaked is the effect. Let us see the next examples. More examples about the using of connectors. Number 1. The weather was cold, therefore Sally closed the window. The weather was cold is the cause, therefore is the signal or connectors. Sally closed the window is the effect. Number 2. Sally put on her coat because the weather was cold. Sally put on her coat is the effect because is connectors. the weather was cold is the cause. Okay. Number 3, number 4, and number 5. You must be able to conclude which one is the effect, which one is the connectors, and which one is the cause. It is the same with number 2 and 1. Wait by yourself. And here I give you some exercises about the using of connectors. Try to do the exercises. And here are more exercises. Number 8 to 15. Okay class, this is the end of our meeting for today. I hope after learning this material, you understand, you have understood, and you must be able to conclude which one is the cause, the effect, and the connectors. Okay, thank you for today and see you in the next meeting.